Everybody, it's Everett with Ohio for Freedom, the program that is focused for the foreseeable future. I'm talking about things in the church that shouldn't be in the church, and we have some people in the house already, and it's very much appreciated. And y'all, I wanted to come on here as a civic and duty and moral obligation. And I'm not bragging and I'm not complaining. I'm just stating I am whipped. I'm happy, but I am whipped. I am toast. I am tired. This has been a rat race of a few days. And I want to say, but I wanted to give an update, and I felt like that was important. People support this program, and they send nice, we're rooting for you and so forth. So I wanted to come on here, and I've got three things that I'm going to deal with. And tonight I am on a short leash. For one thing, I got to stay awake the whole time, I think. So that means we're going to be on a short leash. So let me just say there are three things that I'm going to talk about tonight, very, very briefly. I just want to give you a witchcraft update on the witchcraft Joni Lamb incantation prayer. It's out there. I didn't do the discovery, but I don't think everybody knows about the discovery that's been made. So we're going to talk about that very, very briefly. And then, yes, I want to talk about this ridiculous, horrible, absolutely shameful, ridiculous treatment of my friends, especially Pastor Ray and Laura Lynn Tyler Thompson as well. We're going to get into that. I'm going to show you some video that you haven't seen. And here's the thing. There's more video that I brought home that I haven't even had a chance to look at. I mean, literally, the plane landed about three hours ago. We went and got something to eat. And so there you have it. Hey, we have Defiance, Ohio in the house. And so, folks, I will go through all comments, and if I pay a lot of attention to the live stream or the comments as it's happening, I'm going to get lost, especially tonight. I will say thank you to everyone that has supported the program. I am putting a link in the description. There's a PayPal link. If you'd like to help us out, it's appreciated. That's how we were able to go to the National Religious Broadcasters thing. Couldn't have gone without your support. People can also Zelle Ohio for Freedom at Gmail, and then you'll see at least my first name, Everett, and you'll know it. So, and that works too. So let me just get right into this. Well, first I need to say this. Thank you to brother Pastor Ray for being there, for just being the man that I knew that he was, but it was an honor and a privilege to get to know Pastor Ray and to have a first-time meet in person with Laura Lynn Tyler Thompson and JT. That's just an honor and a privilege. And what you see is what you get. It was a privilege and an honor to meet Jonathan Lamb and Susie Lamb. Completely unexpected surprise to me. Once again, absolutely what you see is what you get. Really, really good, sweet people. And I want to say it was really cool to meet Pete from the Trinity Foundation and Barry from the Trinity Foundation. And we're not going to be able to get into it in this program, but Barry and I spent the whole day together on Wednesday, and we got some video, and we are going to corroborate on a video that talks about real estate. And it just shows you what this whole mafia ministry media is really all about with a lot of these organizations, and it's just off the chart, but we'll get there. So without further ado, let me play this clip and let this sort of set the stage. I just want to give you a very important update. Here we go.
Prayer that a prophetic voice that's of a man that's been used for a long time prophetically sent me, and while I was sitting here, the Lord said, get the people to pray this prayer with you. So I'm going to say it and just repeat after me.
I'll repeat after you.
Okay. Here we go.
Here we go.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
So I think the pump is primed. We all remember, and a lot of people have talked about this. I've talked about this. It's this witchcraft prayer, and then Pastor Ray called it an incantation, which it is, and I talked about that. And so, yeah, the body of Christ, with any discernment, has like universally said, Joni, you're off your rocker. This isn't Christian prayer. This is witchcraft. Well, I apologize. I don't know her name. I will try to put that in the description, but I'm going to put Genesis, Jenesis Productions, in the description with the link she's done 2 videos now since that came out. And here's the deal. She found out where that prayer came from. And it didn't come from no longtime prophet with a long history of being a longtime prophet. It came from a business guy who may be a nice enough guy, but his theology is all out of whack. And we're going to play this for you. But she found where this actual incantation prayer came from. And it's not anything like she said. And that's why I had to put in the title, even though we have to talk about this racist removal from NRB. I had to put in the title that even Joni Lamb's witchcraft is lies. I'm going to let this play now.
Here's the prayer. You ready? God, please remove the keys from the enemy's supply routes, so the next time they try to pass into the territory you have given me, they will be denied entry.
God, please remove the keys from the enemy's supply routes.
God, please remove the keys from the enemy's supply routes.
So the next time they try to pass into the territory
So the next time they try to pass into the
that
territory
you have given me,
they
will be denied entry.
will be denied entry.
Turn your attention to these trespassers so they will be caused anguish and be removed.
Turn your attention to these trespassers,
Turn your attention to these trespassers.
so they will be caused anguish and be removed.
So they will be caused anguish and be removed.
Okay, I'm going to move pretty quick through this. So she found this guy. His name is Taylor. We'll see it on the screen in a moment. And he's a business guy. His website is something like I Grow Businesses. And so this was, I guess he was being attacked financially. So he asked the Holy Spirit to show him how to pray. I don't want to attack this guy because he never claims to be, a prophet or anything like that. Theologically, he's off in some ways, but in one very important way, he was right on the button. And this will demonstrate it by listening to this.
Here is Taylor's response to the video that was posted a few days ago.
Just listen
I
up.
didn't send this to Daystar. First time I'm hearing of it or Genesis Productions. But keep in mind, this prayer is not about other people. It is not to hurt people. It has nothing to do with people. We do not pray against people. This prayer was for spiritual protection and asked for God to take notice and protect me while I do what He asks me to do. If you pray this against people, it will be viewed as witchcraft. P.S. I am not a prophet.
So whoever Taylor Welch is, he's a better theologian than Joni Lamb, because he's saying this prayer, which I'm going to leave that alone. But what I'm saying is he's saying this prayer, you don't pray this about other people because that's witchcraft. He said it. And he says, P.S. I'm not a prophet. So he's definitely the person. And even the cadence and the way that it's delivered, that's what Joni copied. So I would assert to the audience here, Joni has seen this guy on video saying this incantation prayer. That's my gut. But one thing's for sure, that's where the prayer originated from, and he did not share it with Daystar or Joni. He doesn't know Daystar, doesn't know Joni. So how did Joni get a hold of it? Oh, what do you mean, Everett? She told us where she got a hold of it. A prophet or a guy that's prophetic and long standing, he sent it to her. I don't believe that. No, I don't. It's possible. So if that would be true, now we know that there's a guy that's prophetic for a long time. For a long time, I've been very prophetic for a long time. And he's sending to Joni this. Well, who is this guy? And if this guy is so prophetic for a long time and used prophetically, why does he have to reach into the business guru channel to get this incantation so that he has something to send to Joni? Why? So who is he? But really, more importantly, folks, does he even exist? Remember, Joni Lamb is the person that quick as a whip, on the fly was able to look at Dr. Phil in the eye in 2010 and say, well, the Church of God, Cleveland, Tennessee is just now finding out about it because Fred and Anna Candle said that, we needed to have a lot of time to healing. So that's why he hid it and kept it secret from the denomination. and many, many, many other such things does she do. So no, Joni darling, I don't believe at face value that anybody sent it to you. I think it's highly likely that this completely was something that you just thought up. And I'm going to play, we're going to get off of this. This is not the
prayer
main topic,
that
but I'm going to say this. I'm going to play this and I'm going to, about 10 seconds and make one more
there's
comment.
a prayer that a prophetic voice
Prophetic voice.
of a man that's been used for a long time prophetically sent me. And while I was sitting here, the Lord said, get the people to pray this prayer with you. So,
okay, there you go. And yes, some people get mad that I do this, but that's what I do. Listen, this is a lie. What I'm going to play you next is a lie. Listen.
prophetically sent me. And while I was sitting here, the Lord said, get the people to pray this prayer with you. So I'm going to.
Okay, Joni, darling, you just lied on your national, worldwide, probably universe-wide network. Joni Lamb, the Lord did not tell you in that moment, get the people to pray this with you. Now, if you believe that, you are extremely deceived because that wasn't the Holy Spirit. And if you were just saying that with intentional manipulation, either way, you're playing the role of a witch, my opinion. Allegation entertainment, but that's a lie. The Lord did not tell you to get the people to do this incantation. And I am so tired. You know, sometimes I feel like the Lord says stuff to me sometimes. Sometimes I really do. But I can never say, God told me, and demand that you believe what I believe. I can tell you that I perceive this, I believe this, but I can't demand it. And Joni, when you're on your whatever, how many millions or, however many people you reach, the Lord just told me, no, it doesn't happen that way. And the Lord didn't just tell you that it's okay to tell people that your deceased husband had a wonderful word of direction for you and Doug. We are not gonna let that get by anymore. We're not gonna smile and nod and be polite. And she hasn't really processed this, and no, that's a lie. That's a lie. I spent longer time on that than I had intended to. So let me talk about just real quick. I'm going to put the link, but you don't, even without a link, if most people have seen it. Okay. Raise your hand if you've seen it. It was really cool to be with Pastor Ray and Laura Lynn when they posted it and we were able to view it together. And I'll remember that forever. It was really, really, really cool. But go over to Laura Lynn Tyler Thompson's page if you haven't seen it. And JT put so much video together. But see, I still have some video that I'm going to show you now that nobody has seen. And then the other camera has video. So, by the time all this video gets out there, I wonder if there would be like a lawsuit or something like that needs to get filed. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I will state this. I was a witness to things, but I wasn't the one that was wronged. Pastor Ray was wronged. We're going to show you that. And Laura Tyler Thompson was wrong. So I'm just the tag along kind of witness. But anyway, let me play this for you. I'm just going to let it play.
He put us down on Portland.
What's that?
Your phone, could you please stop recording?
No.
I'm not gonna have a conversation with you.
No.
I'll talk to you later. Rachel, do you want my phone number?
Sorry, but no. Nice to meet you, Brother Leach. I talk about the most condescending.
Right.
Well, he just knocked that one out of the park.
Right.
I mean, it's 1963, ain't it?
Right.
How'd you feel?
Good. I'm here for it.
She said
Right.
JW and JW and Rebecca never wrote a letter. I said, no, Jonathan, he saw it. Miss Denise Falk saw it. Why doesn't she release it then?
Yeah.
That's not.
We all walked up. I guess I was closer, so I was the first one. We all walked up to Shannon Kelly and to Rachel. And I just said, hey, Shannon, how's the tracker business going? Had a few words about bulletproof vests and guns and so forth. But the clip that you saw there, my other camera, the battery had died or something. So I just had grabbed my phone. But Shannon Kelly had already put his phone in everybody's face. And I might have, at that point, Laura Lynn was having a conversation with Rachel, and maybe it's my fault that it got shut down because she asked if I would turn the phone off, and I said no. But just before that, Shannon Kelly had been phoning everybody. But I'll just say this because I'm going to move quick. The real documentation is on Laura Lynn's channel, but I was standing right next. Pastor Ray is on my left, and Shannon Kelly says, "Oh, how you doing, Pastor Leach?" Folks, I just got to tell you, my jaw was about on the floor. That was as condescending and as obvious and as sickeningly racist. But here's the thing, Shannon Kelly thought he could get by with it. He thought people would kowtow to it. Pastor Ray was so pulled together and so calm. I might have popped a cork or something like that. And then later, Shannon Kelly came. I said, his name's not Leach, by the way. And Shannon, at one point, Shannon Kelly is holding out. Maybe you've seen the video, like, "Oh, what is your name?" And Pastor Ray's like, "Well, if you don't know my name, maybe you don't need to know my name." So that's kind of how that happened. Very arrogant. But see, here's the thing about arrogance. Arrogance belies the truth, which is massive insecurity. And that's the way that I would describe Shannon Kelly. Very, very insecure.
30 years ago, you didn't get this stuff.
Okay, so what you're going to see now is in another interaction with Shannon Kelly and Rachel. And this was a good 15, 20 minutes later, and it wasn't planned. But in between there, and I know Laura Lynn showed this on her video, we actually recorded a video where all of us were standing together. And I was so really proud of Jonathan and just grateful that Jonathan is just talking like he's not going to be intimidated. But that had happened. And then we ran in, had this exchange.
You didn't get this.
Now, this is longer. So they're having a calm discussion. And we're standing back. I'm not hovering. And this tall, kind of thinner guy, goatee beard, he's a security dude. Jonathan's not hovering on anybody. And notice this young lady on the left, she's got a tripod, so everybody's walking around with cameras and tripods. Wow. There's Pastor Ray. Now, I'm not going to stop and I'm not going to back up. I'm just going to point out we're all just standing there. All just standing there. Nobody's in anybody's face or anything like that. Just looking at
Have a good day.
How you doing there, Jacob?
Good. How's it going, man? You all right?
Okay, the guy whose back is to you now, I think his name was Jacob. He was, I believe, security for the event, not Daystar. But what he had just done is put his phone camera in my face and on my badge and on Pastor Ray's face and badge. I believe he did the same with JT. And so I just, maybe some people call it smart alecky. I said, "How you doing there, Jacob?" So if anybody was smart alecky, it was me, but I'm gonna let this play.
I think his suit jacket's just a bit too tight. I'm not sure what's going on.
Are you serious? Because he just told us to leave. She's doing great because we came out of it.
privately.
And I'll just say, at this point, I was just with a tag along. I did not know why we were leaving the convention. I think
Let me know.
Is somebody being walked out?
Yeah, he's getting walked out.
Ray is.
He can still come back. I said, is this a racist thing?
Pastor Ray is being walked out.
Yeah.
But not you and not me.
Y'all, I'm just going to point out, I mean, I couldn't believe it. I thought I was in like Mississippi Burning or something from the 1950s or something like that. And just point out, you have the attractive blonde female. She's not being walked out. You have the aged, gray-haired from Cincinnati senior citizen. They let me out of the rest home for I'm not being walked out. Who is being walked out? Our brother Ray.
No, you don't have to answer. We just appreciate you not talking to people like that. That's all we're asking. Don't be rude to us and don't be rude to others. That's all we're asking.
Now, folks, I have stopped this video a couple of times, but I've not gone back and nothing's edited. You never even heard Pastor Ray say anything. He not said anything. And if there'd have been rudeness or raising the voice or anything like that, you would have heard it. This guy, Jacob, is a real...
Well, I don't think anyone should be rude to us either.
No, everybody was very polite to you.
And I'm very polite too. That's why
We
I say
appreciate
you
it,
did a
Ray.
good job.
We appreciate it. You guys have a good rest of the day.
And we're going back in.
Y'all go back in.
No, we're going back in.
No, y'all go back in. Y'all go back in. No, y'all good. Y'all good.
He was telling us to move along. So we're secure.
Well, I say y'all can keep it moving. And those were my words. I said y'all can keep it moving. But that's cool. That's cool.
And this guy has
out of this group, I'll be the one out
You
here.
have no documentation of anything rude that he said.
Oh, except we both heard it.
I say they could keep it moving.
We're not going to play these games with you. You're trying to rile people up. That's what you're doing inside.
No, that's not. You're
Y'all have a good
you're
day.
lying.
We'll see how much longer that passes. You guys have a good day.
I wasn't talking to
That's a
either
lie,
one.
bro. Jacob, you're lying, and I don't mind
I
saying
say you
so.
keep it moving.
They don't have any evidence.
And y'all, I mean, that's just that you can hear me saying, Jacob, you're lying and you don't have any evidence, but his boss is standing right there. They don't say anything to me. They didn't say anything to Laura Lynn. Who'd they take their racism out on? Well, that was pretty obvious.
So wait. Shannon
what just
Kelly
happened here?
actually acted like that,
Yeah.
and now he's actually removed Pastor Ray.
Yeah.
I say y'all can keep it moving.
Yeah. That's it. And we're stirring up
What
trouble.
decade are we in, and what
Yeah.
state are we in? I'm sorry, brother. I'm just being.
This is amazing.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
I came here, got called the wrong name, and then told to get out because the chocolate face said that they could keep it moving. And it hurt.
I said to him, is this a racist thing?
Because
What do you go freaking on him? I was the one going up to Rachel because she had indicated that, she wanted to talk off camera. And I said, Rachel, anytime that you want to have a little discussion, then we can do that. We can have a little discussion. And she's, and it was fine. And then these guys come up, big.
Wait, and who does that guy work for? Does he work for the venue or does he work for Daystar?
Yeah, I don't know.
Y'all, I've got one more.
I'm out in the front.
I've got one more short piece of video there's other video that I haven't even seen yet that's on the big camera that I just haven't had a chance to go through. I think this is shorter. I just want to play it and then we're going to start shutting down.
Yeah, they took me out. Ray got to go out. Everybody else, Ray got to go out.
This really just happened, didn't it?
This just happened.
No,
Yeah,
nobody,
well-
just Ray. Because I
Just Ray.
said you can keep moving. So that was me telling them to get out.
Okay, listen.
Yeah, that's amazing. All right, but anyway, I'm out here. Y'all do y'all thing.
I am talking
Yeah.
to eventually to
Yeah.
the head of this
To the
whole
head of
thing.
this, of what happened here. Where are they? There must be someone that we can go. We want to talk to the head guy. Oh, I kind of know this guy from here.
Okay, y'all, I didn't have time to put stuff together. I'm just playing the other clips that I had. JT did a really good job, so I'm going to do it one more time. I know y'all are, everybody's grown and knows where their locker is. It's not their first year in junior high, but I am posting the link to Laura Lynn's, not only her channel, but to the episode where they really broke that down very, very well. And they have the stuff from the day after when I was out shooting video. And then when I re-arrived to join them, I'm like, where are you? And anyway, they had been removed, so they will tell that story. But this is an outrage. It's an absolute outrage. And I'll just say this about the second day. Laura Lynn, they're absolutely racist towards Pastor Ray. Okay. Who cares if they, and I wasn't part of what happened the second day anyway, but I'm like, who cares if they treat somebody like myself with respect? But Laura Lynn has been she's been part of this for, 10 years, 6 years, whatever. So she's like one of them and they're treating her that way. See, what this is the bullies of Daystar, the mafia of Daystar, thinking that they set the pace for the National Religious Broadcasters Convention, that they are the flagship. And if there's anybody connected with the NRB that has any voice, any say, or looks at this at all, I just want to ask you, and I don't want to be a jerk about it, but I do want to ask you, are you okay with Daystar putting this kind of a face on an organization that you believe in or are part of? I mean, I'd be saying, like, who are you to impose this kind of nasty trash on an organization that, I mean, I think you think it's needed. You need these broadcast ministries, and it's the work of the Lord. Is it really the work and the will of the Lord to take the image of the NRB back to Selma, Alabama in the early 60s, to Memphis, Tennessee, where Martin Luther King was assassinated? I mean, this is off the chart racism. And these thin-skinned little wimpy, Joni, if this was orchestrated by Shannon Kelly, I mean, did you do a background check on this guy for like KKK background? Did you? Maybe you should have. He really was a piece of work to all of us, but especially to Pastor Ray. This Jacob guy, NRB, if Kelly didn't put him up to it, what they had a problem was that Pastor Ray was completely compliant, but he was not put off and he was not intimidated. And I think his words were, okay, you've already stuck your face in, they had already stuck their phone in his face and his badge. So that had happened. And he said, okay, you can keep it moving. Ooh, see, are these guys, I've seen this in people before. Okay. I'm not just from Ohio. I'm from West Tennessee. I have wonderful family in Mississippi, but I've been all over the South. Okay. And I've been other places too. But I know what it is when you have a guy that really can't handle it. If he's in a security position or a law enforcement position, if the person that he's dealing with doesn't cower in fear. I got news for you, Jacobs of the world. We don't cower in fear. We'll be respectful, but we ain't afraid of you. Joni Lamb, we ain't afraid of you. Shannon, you proved what you're made of, pal. We ain't afraid of you. We're not afraid of you, Arnold. We're not afraid of you, Steve. And I'll tell you who else. I got to shut up. We got to have a normal night here. And I certainly am not afraid of, what are these guys on 7240 Muirfield Drive, Suite 120, Dublin, Ohio, Campbell Perry Law? Guys, thank you for using the really, really, really nice paper. I think that's good. Trees are a renewable resource, and there's people that work in that industry. Oh, you didn't have to dox all the other people. I don't need to know their addresses. I've spoken to several of these, but some of these I've never heard of. I don't need to know their addresses. Do I need to generate a document that has your personal home address and send it to everybody, or maybe your children's personal home address? See, I'm not inclined to do that because it's like there's no reason to do that. It's rude. But I mean, I'll do that if you want. And then you're including as plaintiff exhibit C1. Oh, a Columbus Dispatch. Okay, a story from the Columbus Dispatch, and then a story from the Columbus. Thank you. I actually don't subscribe to the Columbus Dispatch. So thank you for printing that out for me. Oh, look, hard-hitting evidence. It's an article from the Roy's Report. Ooh, the Roy's Report. Oh, and then look, it's printed out Oh, screenshots of comments. Oh my gosh, these are mighty powerful Facebook comments. There might even be some Instagrammers on here. Yeah, and then this one is really, I don't get this one at all. There's a confidentiality and non-disclosure agreement, fire and ice. I think this is Tommy Tight Pants's, aka Tommy Tight Pants. Gary Thomas Cassis, authorized agent. I guess he doesn't want anybody stealing his intellectual or non-intellectual properties on this production called Fire and Ice. That's great, brother. Campbell Perry Law. What does that have to do with me? Whatever. I ain't gonna hire a lawyer and respond to you, or you can. I probably the only thing I'm gonna do is go to McDonald's and borrow a couple of salt packs. They're hard to find. I'm going to put them in a nice envelope and write a nice little note that says, here, take these and pound them. Because as far as I'm concerned, you can pound salt. And then somewhere in there, wait, you got the words cease. Oh, I want to show you this. Let's see that. Cease and desist. That's pretty cool because whoever typed that out, they've learned how to do the you highlight it and hit Control U so it's underlined. But they also have learned Control B so it's in bold. That's kind of cool. And then the Control I that makes it italicized. Yeah, for your ceasification and your desistive systemizing. That's kind of cool. Yeah, that's impressive, really. But and folks, if I can't find it because I need to get out of here, we're actually going to watch The House of David tonight, and I'm hoping that is well here. My eyes just landed on. Further, we demand that you reimburse the Cassis and Haber's reasonable attorney fees and costs related. Brother, I'm sorry, man. Start working up your sales pitch, Mr. Campbell Perry Law, because I don't think that's going to happen. You're going to have to figure out how you're going to go back to your clients and say, well, we thought if we put that in there, they might get scared and cough up some chump change for us. But in the end of the day, you're going to have to pay us yourself. So just, I don't know, couch it, use the sandwich method, kind of start off kind of stern. We talked about this before, but then in the middle but then at the end, just put the fear of God in them, let them know they're going to have to pay. But no, you guys are pretty tough. I mean, you use the expensive paper. You probably, they probably paid for all of that up front. Okay, folks, until next time, God bless you. Oh, I'm 32 minutes. So that's longer than I wanted to go. But feel free to call me Mr. Campbell, Mr. Perry. Please feel free. And if you need some salt, I'll go to McDonald's, get some salt packets, and I'll show you. You pound them. You just pound salt. That's what you do. And so, folks, we covered even the witchcraft is fake. Oh, God's sakes. I'm so proud of my brother Ray, Pastor Ray, and so proud of my sister Laura Lynn, who is a force of nature. She never stops. JT will attest. And the people that I've already mentioned, and to everybody that got one of these, and we've all given, I'll put a link to the Give, Send, Go. I've contributed to that. It's going to be fine. If that's the best you got, which it probably is, you ain't got much. Until next time, y'all, God bless you. God bless your family. God bless the state of Ohio. And God bless the United States of America. Good night. I hear the sweet sound of